Exactly.
Who's ready for some live girl chat? Huh? Who's ready?
Lista.
Well, head on over to the Real's Daytime Instagram page and use the hashtag #GirlChatLive to join in on the conversation. And today, you guys, we're going to give you, the audience, a chance to vote live and decide which topic you want us to talk about, okay?
I love when we do that.
You do such a great job.
Yeah.
You do.
All you gotta do is head over to the I don't know why I can't say the Real Daytime Insta
Did
story.
you drink last night?
I know, I didn't. That's the thing. See, I do better when I'm lit. But anyway. Head over to the Insta story, that's the circle part. Right now, vote for one of the two topics that we posted. Later in Girl Chat, we'll discuss the topic that you picked. So I can't wait to see which one you guys
I know.
choose.
I have one. Because sometimes they do the opposite of what we think they're going to do.
I know. I'll be like, I wanted that one, but we'll see. You know,
We shall see.
we got to get into this one.
Okay.
Actress and singer Raven-Symoné has found herself in hot water for reposting a photo on Instagram which featured artists including T.I., Jay-Z, and Diddy at the Rock Nation pre-Grammy brunch. Now, the post said in part, quote, "A group of so-called successful black men who become rich and famous from perpetuating the worst black stereotypes like drug dealing, pimping, murdering other black men, and disrespecting black women. I know making observations is being a hater. Cheers." Now, Raven eventually chose to delete the post, saying, quote, "The comments are not something I want my underage followers looking at. I'm not deleting because I don't believe in what I said." Well, y'all, after T.I. saw that post, he decided to make one of his own, posting a picture with the Oscar Wilde quote, "Every saint has a past, every sinner has a future."
That's actually very true.
T.I. telling Raven in his caption, quote, "Our sins ain't no greater than yours, ma'am. The air must be thin as hell up there on that high horse you sitting on." Love T.I. Now, ladies, what do you think about Raven's post?
It sounded angry to me. So that must be coming from somewhere. I don't know if she was angry, but when I just look at the opinion itself,
I'm going to give you, before we get into this, let me give you a little more background on it.
Okay.
The original post was made by Speech, who was he was the leader of the hip-hop group, the 90s hip-hop group, Arrested Development.
Yes, I remember.
He put up the post.
Okay.
And when he put the post, it was reposted by Malcolm Jamal Warner, by Raven. So I just want that out there. But also, he put that post and he put that quote. He also had another part, and this is the part I want to read.
Okay.
Many of us who've grown up on these brothers have evolved, but I don't necessarily hear the same evolution in the music. He continued, "N-words are still N-words, B's are still B's, and hoes. And flipping bricks and tricks is still the way to get that dough until you make enough to live like they do. And if you think these black men got rich off of what they sold us in hip-hop, just imagine how much money the white man made off of them." Now, that was the entire post. So I just wanted to give you guys that background.
That's great to hear.
And
It's not one-sided.
Yeah.
Right, it's not one-sided. But also, I also want to say that Trey Songz, in T.I.'s post, he said...
Commented on the
He
bottom.
commented about Raven, but he also said in YouTube Speech. So I just want to make that, clear. So
Okay.
now, with that said, now we can talk about this and the issue.
I know people are going to be like, well, you know her, but like, clearly we never had conversations like this back in our Cheetah Girl days.
Right.
But I will say this. That's the truth.
Okay.
But people will be like, she knows her. I think that when I see a photo like this, I see God's goodness and mercy. And I think when I say that, I feel that every single one of us has things that we're not proud of. We've all made mistakes in our lives. We've all had different upbringings. You don't know what somebody's past was. You don't know why they did what they did. But what I do see in that photo is that they have evolved. Like they said, and when we say they've evolved, and I disagree with that, we don't hear it in the music. I completely disagree. T.I., after going to jail, had to make an entire album that had no curse words in it. And it was a great album. So obviously his artistry and his creativity is major. We hear what Jay-Z's rapping about, and I'm sorry, that's deep when he talks about being good to his wife, being good father to his daughter, changing who he is as a person and changing maybe his mindset that he used to be. When you see the song Kill Jay-Z, it's about changing who that person was back then and becoming someone new. So every day we wake up to mercy. with God. And I think that I believe in new beginnings for every single person, not one chance. He's not the God of a first chance, a second chance, a third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh. And unless you have never done anything that you're not proud of, then I think you can say a statement like this. But if you can't, then I just think it's very judgmental. And I think that if you see any room of anybody, not just black men, but there's Latinos that have done wrong, there's white people that don't do right every single day, that have bad past too. It's not a race thing either. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Your opinion.
Go ahead.
Well, when I listened to music back in the day, from a lot of these rappers I grew up with, I heard men and women, by the way, it wasn't just men making music then, but women as well, that were making music about their reality, what they were seeing, what they were living, what they were engaging in. It's just their reality. And I think it's important to be, when you grow up, to remain true to yourself and to own your truth. So you have to have an outlet where you talk about your truth. Some people do it through rap, some people do it through spoken word, some do it through movies, writing books. We do it on this show. Yeah. We talk about things that we aren't proud of, or things that we grew through and had to go through to get to where we are. So when I look at that picture, and the words that hurt, you know, for me, looking at some of the people that I grew up with, so-called successful. I look at men now that are fathers, that are husbands, that are business moguls, that have paved the way for other rappers who said, I can be like you. And that, to me, is success. When you can help somebody heal and actually get to a dream that they need to have.
And there's little boys that may see this photo, and instead of seeing something negative, they could say, man, I had an option to go the wrong way, but if they can do it, I can do it too. And I think that's an option as well for them. And you can say, okay, maybe the songs aren't, wake up in the morning, God is good. Like, maybe that's not the song. But you don't know how that song may affect somebody else. That may be the song that motivates somebody to get up in the morning and go to work. That may be the song that gets you in the gym going, that you're like, yeah, well, I can do this. You don't know what role they play in other people's lives.
Well, if I'm honest, my mom and my grandmother, as you guys know, they're very religious. I didn't grow up listening to rap because of some of the curse words and because of some of the things that were said in the songs. But as an adult, I made the choice to listen to some of the lyrics. And yes, they are talking about what they have experienced in their life. And I have the wisdom and knowledge to know, okay, what they did coming up and what they're doing now. And that's what I choose to focus on. What are you doing with your come up?
Right.
And the thing is, I can think of two things by looking at two people in that picture. Sean Carter, Jay-Z actually has the Sean Carter Foundation that helps children further their education. He has given away $4 million of scholarship funds. Khaled, DJ Khaled, oh my gosh, he's probably one of the most positive people you can follow on Instagram, and he's actually given away $25,000 to the victims of Hurricane Harvey as TI. So that is what I'm choosing to look at. Exactly what you said, Adrian. We have to think how people have evolved and how they have changed and what they are doing with that change as of now.
Exactly.
Because everybody has something that they be like, you could be like that to anybody.
And I just want to say, hip-hop started because they took music out of the underwhelming neighborhoods. There was no music programs. So this is the thing, is that hip-hop started because the children really didn't have anything.
They didn't
have music studies. They didn't have things. So they used it as an outlet. So when you hear them rapping, they were rapping about their environment. They're a product of their environment. And they were able to make money off of it. The thing that I have an issue with is why is we as black people, when we see something that could be positive, we put each other down. You don't see Jewish people doing it. You don't see Asian people doing it. It's us. We need to stop that, okay? If you, I understand if you got an issue with it, fine. Maybe, you know, I'm just speaking for myself. Maybe he got upset because he ain't had a hit since the 90s, okay? But don't push down Jay-Z and them because you ain't had a hit. Why don't you try to join Jay-Z and maybe help him convert and
be the change.
If
you want to make a change, be the change.
I would much rather see that picture than to see them holding guns and all this other kind of stuff. That's a good picture to me. I reposted that picture of them, and I was proud of them.
Yeah.
Where he came from, where they all come from, we need more positivity. So that just bugs me. It's like we need to stop as a people always publicly doing this to each other.
We wanted to hear what you guys had to say. At Shauna Joy said, everyone has a right to their own opinion, and she's right. That's what she's saying. They all started their music career like that, and yes, they have all evolved to much better and greater, thank God. At Vet Mrs. Edwards said, I see both sides. Yes, they made their money from lies and misrepresentation of our communities, but they have matured and are really a driving force of inspiration and give back. You gotta forgive sometimes.
And you know what? If you don't want to hear their rap, there's a lot of rappers that are very clean raps, and they're conscious and things like that. So we can't say that, we can't just point them out. Rap and hip hop is here to stay, whether you like it or not.
For sure.
All right.
Well, from controversial posts to controversial parenting, a very angry mom thought of a very creative way to punish her son after he got suspended from school for fighting. She grabbed his PlayStation controller and smashed it with a meat tenderizer right in front of him. The video was posted to Twitter by user @SigHaida. Check it out. The horror of that sound.
Y'all are laughing, though. So some people find it incredibly funny.
So the post has been retweeted over 20,000 times with many users praising the mom's creativity. However, others felt like she was only hurting herself. It's hurting moms over here, too, because new controllers can be expensive nowadays.
Yeah.
But don't worry. The mom actually set up a GoFundMe page
Say what?
to help buy her son a new controller.
But she broke it. Girl, you gotta be out your mind.
She completely defeated the purpose.
So, ladies, is this mom cruel or creative?
Well, she's creative with this GoFundMe page.
Is she?
But
Is she?
I'm saying that's the only thing that's creative, to twist the controller that you broke. Ain't nobody tell you to go break the controller.
Yes.
Just take it away, lock it up, put it in your panty drawer, and be like, don't touch it.
I'm not a mom, and I know that being suspended from school that's mad crazy. Like that's
deal.
serious. That's a very serious deal. And obviously, she saw there was a focus of her son that she needed to take away. My only problem really wasn't taking away the controller or banging it, because my mom might have done something crazy like that. She would have ran over it with the back of the car. You don't play anymore.
Yeah.
Done. But here's the problem. When she recorded it and put the camera up in her son's face, and if you read it, she kind of graphically is like, help me, like he's hurting. And she kind of made fun of it. That's when I was like, when you discipline your kids, you got to set a really a very bold line between where you've crossed and where you're now getting punished.
But
Yeah,
Tam,
I don't know if you
I
can
want
learn
to hear,
that.
because
you're a mom.
Well, this is the thing. I don't know the situation completely. I don't know how many times this kid has been expelled. You know, she may have just been completely over it and done with it. However, I believe that two wrongs don't make a right. I truly do. And I believe it's up to us as parents to teach our children better. So you actually banging the controller with a meat hammer, to me, isn't really teaching him anything. What I would have done. Now, this is, I think, the best way of going about it. I would have said, okay, all right, you love this PlayStation so much, and you didn't listen to what I'm going to say. So you know what? You have lost your privileges 100% because you didn't listen to me and you got expelled. So what I want you to do, I'm not going to throw it away. I'm not going to beat it up because those things are expensive. I want you to go over to that kid's house who you beat up, and I want you to give it to him as an apology.
Ooh. Now that's a mama.
That's what I would do.
Down there.
You know what I mean?
Great, yeah.
You're teaching them, you know, to have some type of values, and at the same time, you let him know, you don't treat people like this, and you're not ever going to play with that ever again this entire year until you get your act right.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
I hear that.
I have an issue. I got an issue with her taping it.
Yes.
That to me is abuse. That's child abuse to me. To me. You know, you doing that, taping it, and putting that in that child's face. I mean, and this is Auntie Lonnie speaking. I don't think that that's right. That you should do children and then post it out there for a couple of likes. Stop doing that to y'all kids. I don't believe in that.
Because he's going to get ridiculed at school. And the thing that we don't realize is even if we take it down, we take the post down, if it's been on the internet, it'll live there forever. Yes. So he will be a grown man and that video will still be out there. So I just agree with Lonnie that discipline your kids how you choose. You don't have to film it and put it on the internet.
Exactly.
We wanted to hear what you thought. You guys are so funny. At Lovely SMW said, absolutely not in my Adrian voice, but I will play the game in my living room as loud as possible so they can hear how much fun they are not having. Hashtag mother of four. She's a mother of four.
Yes.
That's creative.
She knows what's up.
Also, DMGXOXO said, if they pay for it, I guess, just sounds like a waste of money to me. My mom used to take my game system or phone to work with her, so I wouldn't be able to use it. She was a single mom working 3 jobs, so it would be over a week before I saw her and my stuff again. LOL.
And then you gonna sit here and ask us to put up, you know, I'm so sick of y'all and these GoFundMe pages for y'all personal stuff.
There needs to be a filter on that, man. Right? Seriously. People be abusing these
Why am I funding this little boy's next remote control that I just watched you break with a meeting?
Right. You know, and then I'm like, we should have read that. I didn't read what her excuse was.
Yes.
Right. You know.
The whole GoFundMe excuse?
Yes.
Yeah.
She wants $5,000.
What?
For a $55 controller.
That's why this
See,
mom
that's
is
what I'm
real
talking about.
questionable.
That's abuse right there. That's abuse.
Yeah.
That don't make no doggone
No,
sense.
that's
And
crazy.
no sense.
That's abusing
She wants it for
GoFundMe
something
and
else.
I will have to say, though, I love how much I learn here. Like, I know you want to be a mom. I got Mama Tam here to teach me things, Auntie Lonnie, because Cousin Jeannie still would have backed up over that thing. No credit for you.